you would forgive us our faults and failures, and make this prayer in Jesus Christ's holy name. Amen. All righty. I think we can be seated. Everybody here. And Wilson?
Yes, sir. So I have a couple of changes to the agenda that I emailed about earlier today, but I'll speak about them here publicly for our millions of viewers worldwide. The first is we're pulling item D, which is the audit presentation. We're still waiting to hear word from the LGC that our audit has been approved. It has been submitted, so they have it, but they're still reviewing it. So we'll pull that and hopefully hold that discussion at our next meeting. The other amendment to the agenda is we're adding a consent item, item B1, the memorandum of understanding with Wilkes Regional Medical Center. And if we want to discuss that, I can bring up the both the face page and the contract on the screen for us to reference when we get there. And then finally, as a reminder, we will have a closed session tonight.
Okay, thank you. And at this time, I've got a few presentations that I need to do. And I'm going to call Chief Joe Rankin up to here in front of the computer. I'll try to stand where we're supposed to, Chief. And I've got some presentations to make to him on behalf of myself, town commissioners, and the general public. Wilson, can you hear me over here? Wilson? Yeah.
I think he's heading down to be downstairs.
Hold on 1 second, please. Yes.
Hey, you guys, I wanted to apologize for coming on at the last minute. I missed some of the things and I apologize. Just want to let you know.
All right, go ahead, Mayor.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do on behalf of the town board of commissioners and myself is this proclamation that we're going to present Chief Joe R. Rankin Jr. this day in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Whereas Chief Joe Rankin Jr. will retire from the service to the North Wilkesboro Police Department on January 4, 2021. And whereas Joe R. Rankin Jr. began his law enforcement career in 1991 with the Gastonia Police Department. And whereas in 1984, he joined the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. During his time there, he was, among other things, a certified driving instructor and a Western State coordinator of the agency's member assistance team. And whereas Joe R. Rankin Jr. supported law enforcement efforts in New York City on the final anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And in 2007, he was on the scene at Virginia Tech University supporting the response to the shooting there And whereas locally, Joe R. Rankin Jr. taught basic law enforcement training at Wilkes Community College and was a three-time president of the Wilkes Law Enforcement Officers Association. And whereas Joe R. Rankin Jr. was named chief of North Wilkesboro Police Department in 2010, whereas Chief Rankin professionalized the North Wilkesboro Police Department and transformed it into one of the best municipal departments in the state, regardless of size. And whereas Chief Joe Rankin has been long and fruitful, and his leadership honored, his work for the people of North Wilkesboro, Wilkes County, in the Northwest North Carolina, personifies the spirit, public service, and it's worthy of recognition. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Robert Johnson, Mayor of North Wilkesboro, and on behalf of the Board of Commissioners of the County of North Wilkesboro, past and present, do hereby proclaim January 4th, 2021 as Chief Joe Rankin Jr. Day. Now therefore, be it better. Now therefore, be it further resolved that a copy of the proclamation suitably engagement be given by Chief Joe Rankin Jr., retiring Chief of Police, North Wilkesboro Police Department. Proclamation this day for the day of January 2021. Mayor Robert M. Johnson. Let me present that to you, sir. It is my honor and privilege to honor you with this. It is duly deserved. I commend you for all your service in 2021 for the state, the county, and the United States. Thank you very much. Thank you. We've got another little something I want to present to you. You've been a law enforcement agent for quite some time, and sure you carry a lot of keys. So, but I want to give you one that's near and dear to me that I've been privileged to present to a lot of different people. And this is the key to the city of town of North Wilkesboro. There you go, sir. Thank you, sir. Well deserved. All right, then. One other thing. This man's got to worry about. Okay. Let's turn like this. On behalf of the great community, Mayor, Board of Commissioners, town staff, and town of North Wilkesboro, wish Chief Joe Rankin Jr. a peaceful, happy retirement, and thank him for his years of faithful and dedicated service to the people of our county. This day, January 14th, 2021. Whoops. And just do it back. Just put it down all right. I want to tell a little story that I told yesterday about my meeting with Chief Joe Rankin. And I knew who it was because I knew he worked for the Highway Patrol. I've seen him out there. And I've been on the weekend adventure with some of my friends over in Morgan. And I spent the night over there with him. He was coming home that morning, real early. It's time to get back. Actually, get back. He was trying to go to church. And so I was cruising on through out there in Raven Falls. And of course, I saw his car sitting there. just swim right on through. Next thing I knew, he blew out. So we had. And I was under another ticket. He comes up and he said, I need to see your driver's license. All I had was driving. He said, I said, I don't have a license. And gave the registration card, he was back there for a while. Sit down there and do the business. He comes back up there and he looks down at me, and then I finally looked up and said, who he is. He picked out of time. And I thought, oh, Lord. He said, I'm going to do Bishop Johnson, I'm going to do you a favor. And I don't do many of these at all. Very few do I do. But I'm going to give you a warning ticket. And with this warning ticket, you're going to be free. I guess serve out the rest of your ticket, existing ticket, this ticket. But if you get another ticket, you stop. And serve in papers. All three of them. I came on in and sit down with the auditor. I told her about it, and I said, one thing I'm going to do, be very careful here on out. I did, and he and I met in the court house. I think they were trying to case one of his ticket or something. And so I was sitting back there waiting on mine, and he just kind of coming back and forth on the outside. I went out there when mine was through, and he said, I need your help. I said, I'm not a lawyer. I can't help you. They said, no, I understand that you were chief of police in this month. And I am too. Highway patrol. And he said, I'd like for you to help me. Be able to get that police chief job. Honor, privilege for me to serve. And so we did, and I came back.
He's online.
Bert Hall, first one I thought. Bert said, well, he's pretty tough. He's got a lot of teams. I said, well, that's true, but I said, let's just do a survey. And we'll just do our interviews with the other people, get other applicants. And I said, at the end of the day, whenever we get through, maybe everybody be on board. Joe Rankin, chief of police. And that's a little short and sweet of how it all came about. But I'm just honored to be able to say that it's been a privilege for me to work with you as commissioner, mayor, and his friends on the force. Highway patrol, wherever we had friends. Always there, assisting and assisting. We came about this, I think, in a good working manner. He served under former manager Larry South. He Wilson came in after our interim manager. What was his name? Ed Evans. That's how he kind of climbed the ladder and I climbed the ladder. Thank you very much for putting up with me and helping me be the kind of mayor that I am and the kind of person that I am. And I thank all the commissioners, past and present, as the chief has said. I've been around a little while, and I look forward to working with Assistant Chief Robbie McCormick. Take care of some of his leaders. So that being said, I'm through, Wilson, and I'll turn it back to you.
So I think Rob's got a few things to present, and then I thought we'd let the members of the commission that are online share some remarks as well.
Well, if we want, and they see this,
Yes, sir.
all right. It is another honor and privilege to Chief Police Hanover. Take it, put it on your wall, or if you're ever out, have one where, stick it in your hair. Well, I know you did. In the next thing is that. Okay. Is your weapon, and it's an honor and privilege for me to present this to you. Thank you for all you've done, and say, for us here in North Wilkesboro, and we'll get ready to get me do my job. Good on, yes, sir. Good on. God bless you. Man, what is it? I'll be, clock. That is?
Yes, sir. So Mayor, I think that a couple of commissioners online would like to share some remarks. So
Yes,
if
sir.
that's all right with you. So any commissioners want to share any remarks, unmute yourself. We can hear you loud and clear. And please go ahead.
This is
Chief
Andrew.
Franken.
Oh, go ahead.
Thanks.
Debbie,
Chief Franken, this is Debbie Ferguson. Just want to thank you for taking a chance on North Wilkesboro when you came to work here, and thank you for the hard work you've done, and say how much I feel it's paid off. Hope you have a great retirement.
Thank you, ma'am.
Andrew.
Chief, I just want to say thank you for all you've done for the town and just your long career in law enforcement for others in general. And on a personal note, it's been good to get to know you over the past year. And I can honestly say that I felt a little safer knowing that you were the chief and the way that you ran the department. And you're going to be missed, but we're real happy for you. And we really hope that you're blessed in retirement. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chief, I'd like to say thank you too. When I came on board as a new board member, you were so kind to kind of put me up to speed and what the police department did. I was so impressed by your career and all the things that you had done and how wonderful and blessed we were to have you in North Wilkesboro. I know you're going to enjoy retirement. It makes me smile for you, and have such a good time with your family. Enjoy yourself, and you're going to be missed.
Chief Franken, I just want to thank you. Our department is all the better because of you. I know that you give a lot of credit to your officers and the members of your staff, but leadership always starts at the top. And so all that they have become is because of your stewardship. And I feel that going forward, that our police department is going to be a success and a beacon of law enforcement due to what you did for us. So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Joe, just like I said yesterday, I love you.
Thank you, sir. I love you too.
That's it. Yes, sir.
So take this so I can speak and everybody can hear me. I'm humbled beyond, I can't express it, but the outpouring of support that I've always received in this county. I thank the citizens of this county, especially the citizens of North Wilkesboro, for the support you've always given me and our department. Anything we ever ask, you can provide for us. You can't ask for anything more. I want to thank the commissioners that were on board when I was selected as the chief. And thank them for their support and for their trust in me. And I thank them for giving me the opportunity of my life to be able to serve as the police chief of the county of Wilkesboro. It has been the greatest honor, one of the greatest honors my family's always of my career. And I thank the town and the commissioners for giving me the opportunity to do what my life's doing. And I thank my family for always being with me, supporting of me all the many years of not knowing what's going to happen when I walk out the door. I've always had that support from my parents, my wife, my daughter. And I just thank everybody. There's not enough words to say how humble I am to be in honor like this. It's but most important, I want to thank my officers because without them, I could not have done and been in the position that I've been able to have and be in. And they are the workforce. They are the ones who do the job. They're the ones that are out there every night while we're sitting on our beds. So I ask the commissioners and the public to continue to support our department. They are the best officers in the department in this anywhere around. And I've been so lucky and so blessed to be a part of it. And I know that Chief Thornburg's direction and his leadership, it will continue in the same path it's on. So thank you very much.
All right, you ready to move on? Mayor, if you kind of, let's say, you'll kind of stand right here. I've got the copy of the. Right here.
You're gonna hold the Bible.
I will.
Appreciate it. Right here. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, please, sir. I, Charles Robbie Thornburg. Do solemnly swear. That I will be alert and vigilant. To enforce the criminal laws of the state of North Carolina. That I will not be influenced in any manner. On account of personal bias. Or prejudice. That I will support and maintain the Constitution. And laws of the United States. And the Constitution and laws of North Carolina. Not inconsistent therewith. That I will faithfully and impartially. Discharge and execute the duties. Of my office as interim chief of police. According to the best of my skill. Abilities. Judgment. So help me God. Hereby. Congratulations. All right. Where we go from here?
So I think, Chief or Mayor, that if we can take a brief break.
Yes.
And let our guests ride off into the sunset. Thank Heather and the gents from the Marine Corps. Oh, okay, good. Well, we'll take a break between the recognition portion and the business portion, and I'll get your computer set up again, and then I'll go upstairs and man my machine, and we'll get down to business. So if we can take a 5-minute break for those online, that'd be helpful. So while the mayor's wrapping up with our guest, I'll share with the rest of the board that Debbie Pearson took a little tumble on the stairs of Town Hall this afternoon, and we sent her off to urgent care. I think she's probably going to have a little swollen wrist or strained wrist or something. So she's not online with us this afternoon. Meredith's pulling double duty as the clerk this evening. I think Debbie will be okay, but just keep her in your thoughts here this evening.
Those stairs are scary.
They are scary, 30 of them.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't think that passed code today, would it?
Probably not.
But you've heard back from her. She's okay.
Yeah, in fact, she wanted to come in and work, and I told her, forget it, go home and put some ice on your wrist.
Yeah. Glad she's okay.
Mayor, if you're down there and you can hear us, we're ready when you are. All right, please unmute yourself, Mayor, and we'll proceed. At the bottom left of the screen, there should be an icon that says mute and unmute. There you go.
Okay. All righty. I am ready. I think so. Let me slide this a little. All right. I guess I need to call the meeting to order, correct?
Yes, sir, that'll be fine.
Okay. Okay, at this time, let's see, the time is 6:05 p.m. Declare the town of North Wilkesboro meeting to order, regular meeting, and say good evening to each and every one of you. And if you would, at this time, I'm going to lead us in a little invocation. And
Mayor, we
And
could
if they-
skip, excuse me, Mayor, we've performed the invocation. We could skip to the public comments if you're ready.
okay, that's great, yeah, because we've already done that once. That's a good idea. Okay,
So my
At this-
understanding, Mayor, is that we have one person down there in attendance with you who'd like to speak, and then we have one person online who'd like to give comments.
that's correct. So I'm going to let the one here with me speak first, and then we'll get the one online. All righty.
Heather, if you could come closer to the mic so we could hear you, I'd appreciate it.
Right there.
Right here?
Yep.
Yep.
Okey-doke. I'm the loud one. It's okay. So most of you know me, and what you may or may not know is that I am also part of the VFW Auxiliary here in North Wilkesboro. I'm also part of the Marine Corps Lake Detachment as one of their associates. Our veterans do a lot for our community, and then since 2020 was canceled, we're all kind of feeling the pinch as far as our businesses and our organizations, especially our nonprofits. A lot of our community is served by what the veterans do behind the scenes, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. It's not just them standing out in the street handing out buddy poppies. They also help with flags for funerals. They have scholarships for high schools, elementary school, teacher of the year, all kinds of stuff. They help with circles of care, Samaritan's Kitchen, and they can't do that if they're not out making funds as well. So what we have decided to do is have a little camp out in February. It's called Camping for a Cause, Defending Our Defenders. And I had emailed Debbie this stuff earlier today, but I'm not sure if that was before or after her tumble. So you may not have gotten it yet. I do have some paper copies here I can leave, but pretty much what it is it's bringing awareness to our veterans locally, but also specifically to our homeless veterans. In Wilkes County, we do have 2 homeless veterans that we know of. They choose to be homeless, which may seem odd to some of you, but that is a thing. So we're also trying to bring awareness to our situational homeless. 2020 has been bad for a lot of people, but it was bad before 2020 hit. Wilkes County is hard hit in economic and food insecurity and child protection on the best of days. So we're also using this as a way to get some more PR out there for our homeless shelter as well. The Catherine H. Barber Memorial Shelter has partnered with us in this event. And so what we're doing is we're trying to raise money for this event. We're inviting people to come camp. It's $25 to camp. It is in February. And before you think I'm just that sadistic person, it's because it's okay for us to be uncomfortable. Our boys and girls have been in foxholes. They've been under fire. They've drug friends out. What's one night in the cold to us for all the sacrifices that they have done for us. So I know it's hard for a lot of people to sponsor things at this point in time, but it's $25 to camp, and whether you can come and camp or not is up to you. But the cardboard boxes that everybody is bringing to sleep in are representative of a homeless veteran. So even if you can say, if Angela can donate $25 and then she brings a box, that's a homeless veteran that she is representing. And you're more than welcome to decorate your boxes with your business logos if you want to. You're more than welcome to come sleep in a box with me. This is Commandant Herbert Yates of the Marine Corps League. He's excited about bringing a box to sleep in. And this is David Anderson, our paymaster. I'm not sure if he's sleeping in a box. He might bring a comfy something to sleep on.
Sleep under.
Okay. So other VFWs have done this, and it's been a really good fundraiser for them. And I just couldn't leave them hanging at the end of 2020 and not know that I didn't do something to help these men and women that give so much to our community. So if you don't have this email, like I said, Debbie's got it. She should get it to you in the next couple days. Any questions?
No, but I'll make a comment. They don't sleep in sleeping bags either, in them boxes, which would
No.
be nice.
And we're gonna have it so much better
Yeah,
than the homeless actually do.
and I appreciate your sharing this, and if you guys have any comments, please feel free.
I'm Over Gates. I'm the commandant of the Marine Corps League here in town. I'm a lifetime member of the Marine Corps League and also the VFW. When Heather brought this up, we really got excited about it. And we're excited that the whole town is. I went to the radio station the other morning, had Steve Handy just jumping up there. He's all excited about it. Said, I can bring me a cardboard box. I said, sure. We want to bring awareness to this. And not only for the veterans, but the other homeless people. We feel like we are part of this community. We're part of this county. We want to help out in any way. We get out and raise money for scholarship funds. That's a joy to go to the high school. You know, you've been there.
Yeah.
And we just want to raise money to help people. And people are needing help. Everywhere you look. We're glad to have the paymaster with us here today. He looks after the funds. We thank the Lord for him.
The only thing I want to say on behalf of the Marine Corps League, we changed our name. We used to be the Brushy Mountain Detachment. Now we're the Weed Canner Detachment. We changed our name based on the two World War II veterans that passed away, and they were both heroes. So we changed our name to their last name. And the detachment is really excited about helping the community, veterans, and our community. We're really excited. And it's at the time, because of the way 2020 was, that we need the community's help so we can continue to help our veterans and we can continue to help in the community. As a detachment, this year, we're also going to be involved with Toys for Tots, but in the past, we've been involved with what they call Gun and Claws. The money that we donate to that actually goes to children of veterans that are deployed overseas, down at Camp Lejeune and that area down there. So we're really excited. We just, you know, we want to bring awareness, but we need the community's help so we can continue to help the community.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Okay, Wilson.
The online participant is named Mandy Markson. One
Yes.
moment, Ms. Markson, I'm going to promote you so that you'll be able to speak to the board. All right, Ms. Markson, if you'll unmute yourself, you have the floor. All right, well, you're still muted. If you'll unmute yourself, you've got the floor, Ms. Markson. If you'll look to the bottom left of your screen, there should be an icon, looks like a microphone that you can click to unmute yourself. Let's see if I can unmute her remotely here. All right, one more shot. Ms. Markson, look to the bottom left of your screen. If you're on a computer, there should be an icon there that says mute. or unmute, click that and you've got the floor. All right, it seems we're having some technical incompatibilities. Ms. Markson, if you'll send an email to townhall@north-wilkesboro.com, we'll distribute your comments to the elected officials. Okay.
Okay. The next item on our agenda, Wilson, is a consent agenda. We have approval of minutes and a budget amendment from Connie Bogus. Do you want to explain anything about the budget amendment from Connie, or is Connie on that?
Yes, sir, she's online. Nothing really more to add than what's in the face pages. I do want to bring up the face page of the item that we added this afternoon about the contract with Wilkes Regional Medical Center. And I'll be happy to entertain any questions about that item. Or any of them.
Bring it up.
Okay, it should be on your screen to read.
Yep, there it is.
Mayor and board, in my interpretation of this is merely a formality that we need to do to help the hospital remain eligible for this program. And it doesn't require it doesn't place any burden on us or require any action on our part.
Information only.
Well, we need to vote, we need to have you approve the memorandum of understanding and vote to approve it.
Okay, I need a motion to, for the memorandum of understanding.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with Wilkes Regional Medical Center Hospital Operating Corporation.
Point of order, Mayor, before we continue, would the board can also pass all the consent items in one motion if that's the pleasure of the board.
It'd be fine with me if it's okay with the board members.
With that being said, I'll make a motion to pass all the consent items.
Thank you, Andrew. Need a second,
In
please.
that motion, Mayor.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye or raise your hand.
Mayor, we're required to take a roll call vote in virtual meetings.
Okay, you want to do that, sir, for me?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Palmer,
Yes.
Commissioner Parsons,
Yes.
Commissioner Hall, Commissioner Day,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I keep, this Zoom business, I keep getting lost a little bit, so bear with me. And Wilson has been good to help track me through it, so. Okay, that takes care of that. The consent agenda items. Next is town manager / attorney's report.
I have no report this evening, Mayor.
Danny, do you have anything, sir?
I'll just give you a brief update. We're working with John Logston on the sale of the Main Street property, and hopefully we'll have that closed soon.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Danny on that? I think we're trying, at least making a little headway now, don't you, Danny?
Yes, John's done the title work, and we've exchanged some information today, and hopefully he and I'll set a closing date in the next few days.
Anybody else have any questions for Danny? Okay. Thank you very much, Danny. We'll move on to item number 10, policy, fiscal year 1920 audit presentation, updates to personnel policy. Connie's got the first one, and then Wilson, you're next. So
Mayor, the audit presentation has been pulled. We'll do that one at the next meeting.
yeah, you mentioned that earlier. I didn't put an X mark by that.
So it's all right with you, Mayor. I'll move on into Part E, which is revisions to our personnel policy. In your agenda, it lists two topics that I wanted to cover. The first is updates to our COVID-related provisions, and the second was compensation. But the compensation item is less urgent, and so I'll table that for now and bring that back to you at a later time, and focus instead this evening on the more urgent COVID-related provisions. There are two notable recommendations that I want to make tonight. The first is to tie the term of our pandemic-related provisions to the statewide state of emergency. When we originally approved these, we said that they'd expire on 12/31/2020. And so I want to omit any reference to 12/31/2020 and instead tie the term of these provisions to the state of emergency, however long it should last. And so when Governor Cooper or his replacement, hopefully not, hopefully it'll be him, ends the statewide state of emergency, these provisions will end as well. So that's the first recommendation I want to make to you and for changes in the policy. And the second, and this is a noteworthy one, and so this is the one I hope we can have discussion on tonight, is to make eligibility for our extended benefits contingent on taking the vaccine. The vaccines have already started to be administered. In fact, some of our eligible employees have already started to take them voluntarily. The vaccine rollout is, of course, limited by the supply that we receive, we being Wilkes County community receive from the feds each week. And I can tell you that the allotment they received this week, they administered it all today. So even though there are vaccine clinics scheduled for several days this week, they won't happen because they've already given them all out. But the health department is completely covered up with administering the vaccines that they do get as quickly as possible. And so it's time for us to start thinking about our workforce and what kind of vaccine policies we want to put in place for our workforce. And so that's what's driving my recommendation here today. So again, I want to make eligibility for our extended benefits contingent on taking the vaccine. This approach keeps the vaccine voluntary, but provides an incentive to employees to take it. Now, before I talk much more, I just want to say one thing. This is important for my recommendation. The law permits us to make the vaccine compulsory for our employees. We do have the ability to make it compulsory, but I'm not recommending that. I feel like this is sort of a compromise approach that will make voluntary vaccinations more prevalent. So I want to make a few contextual points here. First, just to remind you that the leave benefit we established back in the fall, that's on the screen in front of you, is elective. And frankly, it goes far beyond what not only is legally required, but what many other municipalities did for themselves. So it's purely elective. The second point I want to make is that the emergency leave provisions that we based our elective provisions on expired on 12/31. So at this point, employees aren't really entitled to anything other than their normal leave and sick approvals. There are no sort of federally mandated or state mandated sort of protections for employees at this point. So our elective provisions are all they got. Now, I think that what we've done in terms of giving unlimited sick leave and so forth is good for the organization and it's good for employees. It's good for the organization because it gives people an incentive to stay at home when they're not feeling well and reduce the risk of transmitting the virus to their colleagues. It's good for the employees because they know they have a stable source of income and they're not going to have to lose everything if they get sick. But I also think that the vaccine is probably the single most important tool for fighting the pandemic that we've got. And I want to encourage people with all the powers that we have to take that vaccine. You all know I like sports analogies, so I'm going to give one here. Fighting the pandemic is kind of like an offense in football. You got to have different skills and you got to have different sort of pieces on the field to make it work. And if you take one of those positions away, you're never going to score any touchdowns. You know, the stay-at-home orders are kind of like the offensive line. The mask requirements are kind of like the running backs. The limits on gatherings and capacity limitations at public places are kind of like the wide receivers. But the vaccine, in my opinion, is like the quarterback, the most important position on the field. And you're never going to win any games and you're never going to overcome your opponent with just a bunch of, with just an offensive line, a running back, and some wide receivers. You got to have a quarterback out there. And so I equate the vaccine to the quarterback. So with that said, this recommendation and this change does come with some risk. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it with you all tonight, to hear your thoughts on this recommendation, and frankly, to see if you have any other ideas on how we can get the majority or hopefully the entirety of our workforce to take the vaccine and protect both their colleagues and their families and the community from the spread of the virus.
Okay. Okay, any board members have any questions? Open the floor for comments. There being any? Okay, Wilson, do we need a motion of any sort to approve this by the, no?
No, sir, because there is a provision in our personnel policy that requires we post this for employees to read before you all approve it. And so we'll post essentially what I've got on the screen here for them to review and provide comments on. And I'll bring you those comments, if any, to your next meeting. And I'll ask you to approve it then.
All righty. Thank you very much, sir. Anything else?
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson, I think one of the things for me to make a comment on this is I would much rather see the people that it directly affects, which are the staff of our town. So it would be important to me, just like you said, to bring those comments because I'm curious as to what the feedback would be before I could really have a comment. Because right now, my only comment would be personal. And so let's wait and hear what the staff have to say because this does directly affect them.
Thank you, Michael. That's a good point.
This is Andrew. I agree with what Michael was saying. And also, with the way we have this policy to give people the additional time off so they don't come to work sick, I wonder if this is the right approach to take to encourage somebody to take the vaccine, because if they decide I'm not taking it and they don't get this, then that might encourage them to come back to work when they might be sick. And I would like to see some maybe better way, if there's any idea, positive way to encourage people to maybe do it. This way doesn't seem like the best way, but.
Any other comments? Okay. There being none, we'll move forward for mayor and commissioner topics. Board members, floor is open to you guys if you have any. And that's not listed on the agenda, of course, for discussion or for staff follow-up.
I've got a couple things. It's okay if I go ahead and ask them. Wilson,
Sir.
do you have any updates on that tractor trailer ordinance thing?
We plan on bringing that back to you at the work session at the end of the month.
Okay.
I don't really have many comments to share on changes to the ordinance itself since last time. But I did just today get some more data from Interim Chief Thornburg on the speed study that we've been doing. And so we'll have a little bit more information on that related topic to share next time around.
Okay. And when I was reading the department reports today, did it look like, well, it looked like when I read the one for Parks and Rec that maybe something's happening with the splash pad. Is there any updates on that?
So they've brought the fill over there, but they haven't spread it yet. And so once again, we're behind. We were hoping to have the thing filled in and a demonstration before the first of the year. And so we're a few days behind already, but Nelson's been calling Buster frequently and, trying to hold his feet to the fire. And but I am confident that we'll have it done here in the winter months and certainly ready for the pool season if we're able to hold one this year.
Yeah, if we could get it before the season after everything's that's happened this year, that would make people happy. And my last thing is with the Marketplace mural, this is more of a question to the board. It was my understanding that there was a couple, the last time when Ashley Barton from the art gallery brought it to us to look at, that there was a couple designs that maybe people seem interested in, was Rainey Rogers from Ash and Logan Hall from Asheville. And before I say anything else, I would like to say the numbers that I've seen for what it would cost to do that, I would like to see the sponsor for it, because I don't really want to see us have to spend tax dollars on it. I would like to kind of see that project move forward to the point where we can decide on a design and maybe start looking for sponsors for it. What little bit I do know, I had spoke to Ashley and she said that the Rainey Rogers lady had gotten back and maybe it was, I think, $68,000 or $72,000 for her to do the whole wall. I had reached out to people to do the application of the graphic design that Logan Hall did, and I won't bore you with all the details. I could do that later, but I found a professional group that does it full time out of Atlanta that said they could apply it for $26,000, and he was asking for $5,000 for his design, so that'd be about $31,000. But I would like to see us do something. I think that we should at least try to find a sponsor to do it, and if we could, it would be a real win for the community, and particularly with all this year, might be good.
Okay, thank you, Andrew.
Wilson, I had a question about the board retreat, and it'll soon be time to think about letting those of us who will be participating know about potential dates.
Right.
And it's very confusing as to how it will work. I know Wilkesboro had one recently, and I don't know how they did it. Did they have it by Zoom? Did they have a socially distanced meeting? But do you have ideas as to how you are thinking of proceeding?
Well, so I had also planned to bring this back at the work session at the end of the month. But now that I think about it, and now that I bring you up, I think we should probably start thinking about logistics before then and spend our time at the end of the month talking about agenda and the kind of topics that we want to cover. And so this week, what I'll do is I'll send out a poll to you all with some possible dates and see which one of those dates works best for you. So that way we can, if we're going to do a in-person one, book the room and start making some of those logistical plans. And then at the end of the month, we'll talk about the substance of the retreat.
Okay, thank you.
Wilson, this is Andrew. Is there any way we can get Ashley to come back and to kind of show us the designs and stuff so we can maybe give you and her a direction?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
So Commissioner Palmer, I confess that the January work session is pretty full. So if it's okay, if we can do this in February, we've got a fewer items on the agenda then, and so this one will probably get a little more attention if we can wait till then.
That sounds good.
Anyone else? Okay. Wilson, I believe the next item is, we have a closed session, is that correct?
Yes, sir. So if someone will read the motion for the closed session, and then if we can take a few-minute break so that I can stop the YouTube broadcast and kick everyone out who's not supposed to be in the closed session, I'd appreciate it, Mayor.
Okay, I need a motion to go into closed session. Bert? Need a second?
I'll second it, Angela.
All right, motion by Bert, second by Angela, and all in favor?
If we can do the roll call vote, Commissioner Day,
Yes.
Commissioner Parsons,
Yes.
Commissioner Hall, Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes.
Commissioner Palmer.
Yes.
Okay, we'll reconvene in 5 minutes.
Thank you, folks. I appreciate